Yo. What's up, peoples? Your boy has been going through it a little bit, but I did want to come back and say that I'm back at it. It's like, nah. Um, Breathing in that good air. Sometimes you don't feel as good, but always breathe in them deep breaths. I mean, shit. Don't let nobody take that oxygen. That's how we gonna keep sustaining ourselves to even do all the good or the bad. So, guys, I did want to give you an update on what's been going on, especially with the NoFap. I wanted to let you guys know that I'm human. I did check my days. Yesterday, I did crack. So today, we're gonna call this day zero. Because I like to get my full 24 hours plus a little bit more just to make sure when I say it's this day, it really is that day. And probably even a little bit farther into that day. So we'll call this day zero. We're gonna give it a nice reboot. Um, it was crazy because I made it through the whole weekend, and I ended up I wasn't doing shit this weekend, going a little stir crazy. Made it through all that. As soon as Monday hit, like I don't know. I was at day 10 though. I would like to tell you guys about the process and what I've been feeling, what I've been experiencing since that. Alright, so beforehand, I was feeling pretty unbalanced. I was having urges for about maybe 2 to 3 days before, and that's usually a sign that, it was good. I had to kind of get that off. I was fucking my head up. But that's usually a sign that you may go ahead and relapse. But at the end of the day, that's not a definite possibility because, I've done it many of times, either on earlier days or later days. You can always transmute this energy. It's just when we're constantly thinking about it, it's a good feeling. It's a part of coming back. When you constantly think about it, you can't get it out of your head, and you can't just use that energy on other things, or you feel like you can't, because it's just it's permeating. Time doesn't exist, but it feels like it's permeating for a very extended time. The urges, even when you're doing other activities, it just. But let me get back. I ended up cracking, guys, and I realized that even though I was unbalanced, I was feeling the urges for a few days. I was kind of looking at some pictures, I guess. That was the big start. I wasn't like fiending or nothing, but it just led my brain, I guess, back to the dopamine response. So, I still felt a lot more grounded. I'm going to tell you the effects after. So one major benefit is you can still be unbalanced with your sexual energy, but as long as you have it withheld inside of you, your feet are still more firmly planted and the nutrients are still inside of you. So don't go ahead and blast the full gun just because um, you was pointing it. You know, it's an analogy I'm trying to get at, but just because you're getting really aroused and you may be looking at even images, just because it's you pointing the gun, don't mean you got blasted. It feels bad to point the gun sometimes, especially when you're trying to um, put it away for an extended amount of time. This got kind of weird, no homo pause, but at the end of the day, it makes sense. It's some smart shit, and I want to tell you guys that you can keep going, especially if you haven't fully relapsed. Don't let nobody tell you um, you have if it hasn't left, if you haven't got them drips out. You know what I'm saying? And you good. All right, just for me and you, like that's one main reason why I even got that shit off. Cause I'm like I've been looking at images, like kind of messing my head up. I should have just stayed down 100%. It's a lot of days. Remember that. So even the slight little mess ups, don't let that fully deter you to losing your seed. Okay, so another thing I have realized is that the urges have. I was getting a lot more urges. I was feeling a little bit more actually energies coming into my body from the women. Like I guess it can numb you down a little bit. People are right about that. And I feel like now that I've cracked the other day, relapse,